Any guy who goes after a girl significantly younger than them is severely lacking in their life. And I mean that confidence wise, I mean like they are falling short in so many places that is the only place they can turn to feel like they have something on the scale of power.
And ultimately it's predatory. There's just no way to because you're manipulating someone who is not aware of what they're giving you. And it's unfair.
So first off, that's Mia Khalifa, who is an ex-porn star, if you will. Okay, so very important to get her opinion on this kind of thing. Let me tell you something. This constant talk of manipulation is so frustrating. It has nothing to do with manipulation, okay? Guys, and you notice how they gender it. Like they're criticizing specifically men that do it, not women, when it's becoming more and more popular for women to date younger men. But that's fine. Let me tell you something. The main reason men date younger women, well, there's two mainly. I think one of the mainly, it doesn't have to do with the physical aspect of it, is that older women care more about the status of the man. Like, what can you do for them? How much money do you have? What job do you have? Are you stable? Do you have a home? These kind of things. And it gets old. Now, I think it has to do with women want children and the clock is ticking. So once they hit their 30s, if they want kids, they want to settle down, they're judging men on completely different things than they judged them when they were 24, 25 years old. And that's great. But it's tiring because a lot of those things you're judging is not necessarily how they look. And maybe like, okay, maybe he has to look decent, but the bar goes way lower. And it has to do more of financial stability. And, this guy has to be the father of my child. Can he provide for me, my child? Or is he good? You don't want some sbandato, some disgraziato. And that becomes exhausting. When a man dates a younger woman, as silly as it sounds, as superficial, you feel like she really likes you for you in the moment because she's not worried about tomorrow. She's not worried about what's your job? Can you provide for her? Whatever. She's 23, 24 years old. She's got other 23, 24-year-old men going after her. So first you have the confidence that you beat out 23-year-old dudes together. And then that she likes you just because of you physically, how you make her feel, that kind of stuff in the moment, having fun, not having to do with your status or what car you drive or anything else. That is refreshing. I don't know why women have a hard time understanding that, but it really is refreshing and can be something that's, something that people want, something that's alluring to men, okay? Now, this thing that you, for some reason, you think, oh, younger women are easier to manipulate. Ma che dici? That's craziness. That's crazy talk. A 23-year-old woman has everybody after her. She's the most attractive. Everybody wants her. It's much more difficult to date a 23-year-old, to get a 23-year-old to like you, than it is to get a 33-year-old to like you. Generally speaking, on average, 100%. Also, 33-year-olds put up with way more shit. People are like, oh, they're easy to manipulate. That's not true, man. Most 23-year-olds know how the world works. If anything, it's the 33-year-old that are more desperate, that'll put up with more shit. As my experience, in all of my years, I've dated a lot of people. Older women, because the world has broken them down, they start setting the bar way lower. Their expectations are way lower, and they'll put up with a lot more, and they're more desperate. They don't want to let you go. You go out with a 33-year-old 1-2 times, Madonna, they're going to be obsessed with you. They're going to freaking stalk you. How often does a 23-year-old do that? Less. Does this happen? Sure, it happens, but a lot less because they're living a faster lifestyle. They're around a lot more men, a lot more suitors. They're not going to be as obsessed with you and trying to extract stuff from you because it's not what they do. But for some reason, men who like younger women are seen as predatory. Why predatory? I remember when I was 23, I had already been in the military. I had moved multiple times. I had worked half a dozen jobs. Like, I knew how the world worked. To look at me and to try to tell me I'd lived in multiple countries, tell me that, oh, you're just a child. And when I was 23, I dated a woman who was 39, briefly. She's crazy. But, as I always highlight. But the point of the matter is that it was not a power and balance. As a matter of fact, I had my life together more than she did. But anyway, the point of the matter is that it's just ridiculous. It's a double standard, and we're criticizing dudes when it really has to do with the feeling that you get in the moment, and it's just simply women are more attracted in their 20s. I think Mia Khalifa is at the door. She's now in her 30s. They don't like it. They don't like it because you never see 23-year-old women complaining about this stuff. It's always once they're out of their 20s and they're talking down to the other people. Just accept it. I'm getting old. It's the way it is. Just embrace it. Nobody's going to be young forever. There's no reason to put down people just to make yourself feel more elevated, to try to frame it somehow to say, oh, men are insecure and they're worth less if they're dating 23-year-olds. It's the exact opposite, if anything. I mean, I'm sorry, but it's true. That's just ridiculous. 25, you're an adult. We keep infantilizing women and acting like they just have no agency, and it's very perplexing. It's kind of anti-feminist, if anything. What are we doing here? What do you guys think about this? It drives me absolutely bonkers. Anyway, thank you guys for watching. As always, buy red and sell green.